That's that. But I'm gonna follow your word here, Jacob. No one cares about Toy Story 5. Oh no. I'm gonna prove you wrong because now we are segueing into the Toy Story 5 news, my friend. So let's talk about this. So if you guys haven't heard, there was kind of a big update on Toy Story 5 today. Thanks to let's see here if I can pull it up. Thanks to the Dis Insider, which I do consider them to be reliable sources in the industry. They handle a lot of Disney talk. And the only time they have gotten information wrong that I've seen is when they say it's a rumor. And they're honest about it. They'll say, this is what we've heard and this is real. This is a rumor. And sometimes their rumors turn out to be false here. But this one, they're not claiming a rumor. They're like, this is what we've heard. This is what we think is going down. And they've been credible enough in the past to get it right. So let's start off with kind of like the small stuff before we get into the crazy. So one thing I wasn't even that privy to here. They're saying Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head are rumored to return in Toy Story 5. Since the original voice actors Don Rickles and Estella Harris passed away, they will be recast. It's really sad, but I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong about this, didn't they all already do this to Slinky? I remember the same thing happened to Slinky the dog. They passed away, the voice actor, and then they replaced them in the new movie. At least that's the way I think about it here. But yeah, and when this came out in my mind, I was like, were they even in Toy Story 4? I did not even have a memory of them being in there. I had the YouTube clips of Mr. Potato Head and Miss Potato Head in Toy Story 4, and sure enough, they were there. But I barely I barely remembered them part of it. But that's something to note here. Uh, they're also saying that Toy Story 5, they're having a release date of June 2025. That kind of makes sense to me. I could see that being in the time frame. However, because of the Hollywood strike, this is obviously something that could change over time. So that's just something to keep an eye out. But the big thing that made my tweet go viral, and not a lot of happy people in the replies. A lot of them are thinking I'm an angry 40-year-old man who's like, why does he care so much about Toy Story? Look at me in the face. You don't need to ask me why I like Toy Story that much, okay? Jeez. But no, yeah, I pissed some people off just because this is the news that we got, okay? Andy will return in Toy Story 5. His new family will be integral to the plot, okay? All right, plenty of thoughts on this one right here. Let's see where we even start with diving into it. Ever since Toy Story 3, there's been like a consensus amongst the fans that Toy Story 3 is the definitive ending, right? Thank goodness that freaking Disney is not one of the studios that copyrights when I play trailers. So let's play the Toy Story 3 trailer while I talk about this here. So um thankfully then this was what considered the definitive ending. This was a great ending to the series. A lot of people loved it. It was Andy growing up. We got to grow up with this trilogy. I mean, I know I did. I saw this movie right when I was graduating high school. I was bawling my eyes out. I was like, oh, it was such a perfect ending, such a perfect trilogy, right? And we thought, you know what? That's great. He gives off the toys to Bonnie. They're gonna live happily forever after with Bonnie, and everything's gonna be good. Then Toy Story 4 happened. And look, I'm not a Toy Story 4 hater. I actually quite enjoy the movie, and I'm not gonna lie, I like the ending. I don't think the ending is that bad. Is it the happy ending we would have wanted, like with Toy Story 3, where toys stick together, Andy grows up, moves on? Toy Story 4, it's the toys breaking up. Woody stays over here with Bonnie, gonna go save toys who need it, while Buzz stays with the rest of the toys and takes care of them there. It's a decisive ending. I get it. I like it because I like to see Woody happy. And he's my favorite character, and he gets to be with his love interest. And I think Buzz can't handle them, but I get it. Not everybody was happy with that choice, and they thought it ruined a perfect ending. And so that was one ending they gave us. And now it looks like they have heard maybe some of the outcries from people who did not like that, who did not think there were people I remember going really mean to this fictional character, Bonnie, going, that how could she give up Woody? Andy gave it to her. She was supposed to take care of him. I'm like, calm down, okay? I'm pretty sure she doesn't know it's a sentient thing that's alive or whatnot. But so now Andy's coming back. His family is going to be part of the story. I am no mathematician. I'm no rocket scientist here. But if I am connecting the dots I see in front of me, uh, this is what I came up with. I was like, they're really just about to retcon the Toy Story finale for the third time and just have the toys end up with Andy's kid, aren't they? And that's my tweet that went viral, and some people didn't like that. Now, when I say retcon, I just mean they keep giving us a fake ending for this series. And I feel like that's maybe where a lot of the anger comes from with Toy Story is you keep making it seem like the story's ending here, and then you're just ripping open that story again and be like, no, there's more to it. And at the end, we're gonna end up where fans wanted to with Andy and his kids. Is it a little weird? Is it a little Sure. Are we complaining as grown men now for no reason? Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'd be happy with seeing Andy come back into the fold. It feels like a weird, runaround situation, but it does feel also like a full circle moment. How would that not be awesome? Seeing Andy give his favorite toys to his kid, that could be something good. I just wonder how they're going to handle that because let's face it, kids nowadays, they're not playing with toys. They'll play with toys when they're like 2, but as soon as they can know how to slide open an iPad, everybody's an iPad kid. I'm still wondering if that'll be the thing. Maybe Andy wants these toy bags because he's raising an iPad kid, and he's like, you need to know how to play with real toys, my kid. So I don't know. The other way I could think of it is just like make it a 2-part story. Let's just have 4 be the start of a new trilogy where by the end of that we get back to Andy and his kids, because they're wanting to milk this franchise, and that's fine. I understand. This is what Pixar has to do because again, Pixar likes making original content. People always say there's always sequels, there's always this, there's always that. But Pixar is actually always making original content. Some of y'all just don't show up. Like Elemental just recently, it actually made money. That was a flop. The first like 2 weeks Elemental was out in theaters, everyone was calling it a flop, another Disney disaster. It's now made a giant profit thanks to people actually going to see it. Looks like Pixar is back. So to be able to get movies like Elio here that look a little fun, look a little interesting, every now and then they got to bust us out with a Toy Story 5 to be able to fund those projects here. So yes, I get the people complaining and going, really, this is what we have to do to get people's attention and back into the Toy Story universe. I don't know how they could play that to make it work though. Because where we last left off, everybody, is Woody is helping toys in this circus that's going around the U.S. and Buzz is just with Bonnie. What's the time jump going to be? If it's time for Bonnie to give up these toys, it's got to be at least, 6, 7 years from this movie came out in 2019? 2019. And so what? It's already been 2021, 22, 23. It's been 4 years. By the time the movie comes out, 25, then it'll be 6 years. So Bonnie would probably be 16, 17, maybe, if they follow that time gap. Yeah, that seems like a right age to give up toys. You don't have to give them up at college. You could give them up a lot earlier. So yeah, it could be Andy visiting the family. You know what? I got it. I got the story. I got it now. It could be it's we're back to it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, something like that. Andy's in town. He just has his wife, has his kids. Bonnie bumps into him and she's like, "Oh, let me give you back those toys now that you have a kid. I'm not playing with them." Buzz realizes we're about to go back to Andy and he's like, "Woody would love this. What this is Woody's kid. We need Woody." So they go on an adventure to find Woody to bring him back to Andy because he's like, "We're going back home, buddy. You want to come?" That could be an interesting story right there. You know what? I cooked. I did it. Pixar, you have my story for free. Send me my check in the mail, okay? That's what I'll do. So, yeah, we complain or I said my little thing about it. It just feels like stop ending the movies like they're a finale if they're not gonna be. If you're gonna continue the story and have plans for Toy Story 6, then just do that. End the movie on an open thing that the story is going to continue and we'll go along with it. I think if you told people that Toy Story 4 was not the ending and there was plans for Toy Story 5, people wouldn't have been that pissed with that ending. People were only pissed because they thought that's the definitive ending for the toys now is they break up, they split up, and we're never going to get another story. Now knowing there's a 5th one, people are like, okay, all right, you can fix what you did there in 4. But if you told us all along there's going to be 4, 5, and 6, we would have been like, All right. We'll see how this trilogy plays out. So, anyways, that's enough talk there about the Toy Stories. That's my thinking on it. I'm looking forward to it. I love Toy Story. Keep these movies coming. I'll complain here and there, but at the end of the day, I'm not as pissed as some other people were. I know there was like one person who made like a 6 hour long video on why Toy Story 4 was like the destruction of the series. I'll make a 6 minute video on that, and that's about it, probably. But even then, again, Toy Story 4 did not ruin anything. I like that movie. It's just not as awesome as Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 was a much better one.